we are going to take a look at Goldmine and Coco's travel notebook. Now, this notebook came out in the Wanderlust, I can't remember the month. Oh, I thought I wrote it down. Their subscription box. So they have a monthly journaling, planner, crafting sub box. Now, this item they actually released, I guess they had extras, so they released it separately, which I was glad for because I didn't subscribe to the box, but I did like this notebook once I saw the flip through. So the notebook is, where's my ruler? I want to say it's like an A5 size. We are, it might be a little bit more bigger than an A5. So we're about 6.5 by 8.5. It is the hardbound. We have the spiral on here. Hardcover. So the first page, it has travel planner, your name, your contact information, and then we have a travel bucket list, and then we have trip ideas, so destination, when, detail, who. So we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a note page, and then we have space for 6 trips. So I'm gonna flip through so you can see the dividers, and then we'll go through the sections. So then we have the florals. And this was the theme of that box. Every so often, not all the time, but every so often, if there are any sub boxes that are left, if she ordered extras, they will offer them a la carte on the website. Now, the a la carte, of course, is going to be a little bit more than the sub box itself. So in some ways, if you find yourself buying a bunch of them a la carte, it probably would make sense for you to purchase the actual sub box. So I'll just open this one. So each tab is a different journey. So you have your destination for when you're going to be traveling, who you're traveling with, the number of days, the number of nights, and then like I thought this was neat because I actually do Google what's the weather in Belize in November. So that way we can kind of get an idea of the temperature so we can plan activities and of course packing. And then we have notes, things to do, places to see, and then it says tips and advice. So you have some dot grid, restaurants, food. So then you have line here, and then you have category expenses, and then what you're going to allocate. Those of us that live on a well, I won't say live on a but those of us that budget or manage money, whichever term you prefer. I do like this because sometimes we're like, oh, I'm gonna set aside $3,000, for the trip. You can kind of break down of how you want to spend that $3,000, and then you have your checklist 3 months before, 1 month before, 1 week, and the day before. So you have your full to-do list. I don't necessarily know if I need this many packing list pages, but I do like for longer trips. It does help if you want to plan out your outfits per day. So if you wanted to do like day 1, I packed my multicolored dress, I have my swimsuit, I have my sarong, these are the shoes. So I do like it for that, because truth be told, that's probably how I'm going to use it. I'll just use one block for like electronics and then miscellaneous, and then each of these would be a day. So I'm like, okay, I'm packing 3 bathing suits. These are the beach days. Do I have the proper footwear for whatever we're deciding to do? So I think that was nice. And I will say, I like the fact that this is neutral. If you're a decorative planner and you like to use stickers, you can throw some stickers on here. Transportation. Me and my friends, if we're staying somewhere for a long period of time, for like 20 days, if we start moving into like that 2-week time frame, we are most definitely moving around whatever island we're on. So I do like this transportation because a lot of times, we'll, you fly in, we may take a boat ride to another part of the island, or we may take car service. So I do like having this option on here. And then you have some dot lines. So usually I would write in, okay, we had a private driver, it was $165, and this is where, how long we had him and their contact information, because a lot of times people will ask. So it's great to have all of this in one place versus like me, you have to kind of go through your emails and figure out. Then we have some dot grid at the bottom for notes, and then we have accommodation. So we have lodging, check in, check out. So you have 4 squares for this. Now, this is one thing why I think you could actually, now if you notice, I did purchase 2. I don't know if I'm going to use both of them, but I'm thinking I may gift one to my girlfriend. Excuse me. If you wanted to, you could kind of split the way that these pages are. You could split this in half. You could do 2 trips in one section. So, and then at a glance. So you could write day 1, this is kind of what we did, whatever the activity is, or a memory from that particular day. So I do like this as well. Or like a restaurant that you enjoyed, and then your travel journal. So this is a space for you to write what you liked, what you didn't like. Somebody was working your nerves and you want to make a point to be like, oh, she can't come with us no more. You can jot it down. And then spending summary. This I think is good for because a lot of times when we get back, people will say, well, how much did you spend? And in your mind, you're like, okay, we bought our flight was $550, the hotel was this much, but we split it. So having this is good, and that way you can look and see, okay, I plan to spend $3,000, I spent $3,500, so I only spent about $500 over the budget. So I think that is really good. And then you have reflection. Overall, this trip was something new I learned. If I ever return, I need to. One thing I would do differently is, and then your top 3 moments, favorite activities, people I met, best food and restaurants. And then you have a section for, photos, memorabilia. Like if you visited a museum or something, you could put the stubs here in this section. So I think this is really cute. For some, I travel internationally 4 times a year, so for me, this is really nice. And not just for the international trips, obviously, are a little bit longer, but I think this is really good for those long weekend trips when you're like, oh, they have, a deal to Chicago. Let me look and see what information did I find for Chicago. So some of these I will actually be using to pre-plan vacations for 2025. I already have 2 destinations already on the books, so it's just filling in those other ones. So I believe once a quarter is really what is good for you. I ain't gonna say good for me. Let me not say it like that. Let me not be all judgy. Once a quarter kind of keeps me like, I don't know, from being antsy and like, oh, I need to take a trip. I also time for me to spend with my friends and do all the bonding and fun things. And then we have this fun pocket in the back, which will be utilized. This is the back. So it is that hard chipboard. It has a cute design. So the design on the front is the same design as on the back. And then, as you add stickers and everything else, it can get a little bulky. So I do like the fact that she did include a ribbon on here. But that is my buy. I think I bought this in August and I just never recorded it. Well, it's only the beginning of September, so. But yes, so this is my buy from Goldmine and Coco. I will put a link in the description to this particular item. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and blessings to you all.